All right, y'all. How y'all doing? Appreciate you coming back to this channel, checking out this channel again. This video, I want to tell you a little story of one of the times I got away. You know, and it triggered my mind because even making these videos gets my anxiety up a little bit. Gets my anxiety up, makes me a little nervous. It's not easy to do. It's kind of like playing guitar in front of people. I always say, uh, it takes more courage than talent to do something like that. Putting yourself out there to get judged and criticized. Because I just taught myself how to play guitar. I'm 50. I've never played guitar, and I've been playing for about a year now, self-taught, and so I've had to deal with a lot of that, a lot of side talk and back, criticize, and you're just not going to sound good when you first start. So anyway, I get a little anxiety when I start doing these videos sometimes, think about what I'm going to do. But I do want to tell this story because I remember, I talking about holding my mud, boy. I was 6 months from going home. Yeah, I made it to work release. This is on my last bit. I finally made it to work release. I was working at a restaurant here in town, and this work release here at Hutch is right there in the minimum prison. There's 6 dorms in that minimum prison. And one of them just happens to be a work release. So I made it there. I was able to work out in the community at this restaurant. I was wearing my street clothes. Guys in work release wore their own clothes, but you still mingled and with right in the regular general population minimum inmates. Well, I've been in work release about 9 months. I was about 6 months from going home on a 6-year bit. I was I was a knucklehead. I was out of control there. I had it's crazy. You think someone could develop a opiate habit in prison, but I sure did. And that was during work release. Anyways, I was just doing too much. I knew my days were numbered. The people that I worked for at the restaurant, they love me. And I was right here in my hometown, so I got away with murder. They let me have my phone. They let me have cigarettes, and you know, they just kind of turned an eye to it, because they really liked me, and I wasn't doing it. I was just in work release. It was just work release rules I was breaking, as far as they knew. Well, I know. Let me back this up just a little bit and tell you about these pants that I just got about a week before this happened. I just got these little nylon sweatpants. Like I said, we could wear our own. We could go to Walmart once a week, wear our own clothes. So I just got these sweatpants, and it took me 3 or 4 days before I noticed there was a little zipper pocket right on the side of these black nylon pants. I didn't even know it was there. Nothing. Huh, pretty convenient though. Anyways, so the night that all this happened, my shift at this restaurant, I'd always get off between 1 and 1:30 and get back at the facility. That one of the prison guards would come pick me up at work. I'd be back by 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning. When I was the only one that was working that kind of shift, so I was the only one coming in at that night. Everybody else was in bed. And at this work release facility, they serve breakfast at 4 a.m. right on the dot. You could set your clock by it. And sometimes I went, sometimes I didn't. The thing is, I've been doing a little too much, moving a little too much, for the last few months in work release. And it got to where it just seemed like, I'd walk in the chow hall, everybody in there would sit, or at least look at me, be sitting there eating or on the yard or anywhere, busybodies, just looking around, seeing if they're going to see me make a move with one of my partners, or, hand something off, or, because at breakfast time, I come in at 2. I usually would stay up until breakfast, even though I wouldn't eat it. I worked at a restaurant. I'd still go down there to breakfast and so I could see some of my partners that lived on these other units and kept, so it got to where, motherfuckers would just trying to watch me, trying to make this a move or see it, so they could see where the shit's at, so they know where to go. And at this time, man, I had that whole South unit. I mean, I had it sewed up. Is That's why I knew my days, were never because I was doing too much. I just told myself, when it happens, I just don't want to get hit for, no big one, get pinched with nothing big. So as long as that was cool, I figured if I got rolled behind the walls, it'd give me a chance, my last 6 months, off this bit to just get my mind and my body right, and focus on getting out, It'd been a while since I've been behind the walls, so I really didn't. I didn't know what to. I wasn't thinking about how different it was going to be because I previously, this 6 years, I'd pretty much done it at these soft ass yards. I want to say soft, but not behind the walls, So, and I had a pretty good run too, because like I said, I made it all the way to work release. I didn't get one single ride up, through that time. Made it to work release until I got rolled and got them DRs. Well, like I said, I come in. Sometimes I go to breakfast. A lot of times I would. Well, after these corrections officers and the Kansas Corrections I&I investigations unit, they're not stupid, and the place is so full of there's just a line of dudes probably waiting to tell me any kind of information they could if they could find something out, so I'm sure that they knew what was going on. So one night when I came back and it was my weekend, it was where I had the next 2 days off work, so whenever I had come in and had 2 days off work, I would always try to make sure that I wasn't going to be sick on day 2, until I could get back to work. And and plus my partners, they always at this time, by this point, everybody was just kind of dependent on me because I say guys in prison need drugs, man. I feel that way. Whether they want, that maybe not all of them, but there's just some guys, and sometimes that's the only way to cope. That's the only way you feel like you can cope, man. Keep you from giving up. Keep you from just snapping, man. So what? I come in, and that night, and needless to say, I had me. I won't say what all I had, but I had 3 different bags with something in it, all in another little bag, folded up nice, and inside that side pocket of the new nylon pants I had, right there inside it. And one reason or another, I didn't go to breakfast that morning, and I figured this is my days off these next couple of days, so I was just going to wait to holler at my partner's morning yard, when they opened up at 8 o'clock, a few hours away. So I figured I just didn't want to go down there to breakfast. So, but the whole dorm gets up just about, and goes to breakfast. So I'm sitting there and brush my teeth, and I just peek down the little hallway down the, and as soon as I do, boy, I see one of the black suits. And I want to mind you, these are the 2 of the most thorough black suits. We call them black suits, goon squads. These are the canine officers. There's 2 of them here in Hutch, and they take their dogs to a lot of the other facilities too. These 2 corrections officers are very thorough, we'll just call them thorough corrections officers. Take their job very serious, I think. So here comes one of them coming up through the bathroom, and I know, because what they did is they were probably waiting down there by the fucking chow line, waiting for me to go to chow when they called everybody chow. Seeing that I didn't go, went right back to the dorm, got me right there, brushed my teeth. You know, like, what I remember right there, just watching my toothbrush roll across the floor. You know, they're like, just drop it, put your hands behind your back, drop it. They didn't give me a chance to do nothing. I was instantly shook because, mind you, in my pocket, in that little nylon pocket that I got, is several new felony charges. A lot of times you get pinched with a little smoke, a little drugs or something in Kansas prison. If it's not that much, if it's just, you know, a little bit, they're not going to take you downtown most facilities. This, what I had, would have got me downtown for several different charges. Several. And I was 6 months from, I mean, I was scared to death. So once I get me cupped up in the bathroom, the other K9 officers on the other side of me by then with the dog, get me cupped up. One of the officers grabs me, takes me, walks me up to the bathroom, or the work release officer's bathroom. You know, while the other one with the dog stays right in the dorm at my cube, going to my cube. Well, I know I'm hit in my dorm, in my cube, you know, because I got the dog, and I know that, you know, I've only been off work for a couple of hours, and I was moving real loose, and I had a little bit of smoke, and I had some couple $20 bills in one of my shoes sitting there in the cube. So Neil was hit there. So the dude gets me to the bathroom, and this is, mind you, one of the most thorough motherfuckers there is. So he's sitting there, tell me to strip down, and I'm handing him my clothes. He's just taking my clothes and dropping them in a pile, not even taking his eyes off me. Maybe 1.5 feet from my face, you know, just on me. So I get stripped down. Of course, he makes me do the whole behind the ears, hair, mouth, squat, cough, lift, you know, thoroughly, even mouth, tongue, behind my ears. I mean, this guy was looking for, you know. So once I do that, he says, all right, just back up. And so I back up, and he starts picking up my clothes. And I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm scared to freaking death. What am I going to do when he finds us? Because this dude is thorough. What am I going to do? Start crying, begging him, please. None of that's going to work, and I know it. I just didn't know, man. I was scared. Do I say something? Do I tell him it's there, you know? Yeah, I was scared, man. You know, all that. I knew I would have got new charges. So he starts picking up of course, he picks up my underwear first. You know, he's going through the waistband, real thorough. Hands it back to me. Picks up my t-shirt, same thing, real thorough. Hands it back to me. Picks up my pants. Here we go. I'm just shaking. I mean, I'm almost shaking. I figured you could see me shaking. So, picks up my pants, you know, and he's holding them, and he's going through the waistband, you know, thick waistband. He's going through it real good, putting his hands in the pocket, pulling the pockets out real good, shaking them out, looking down the legs, holds them up, runs his hand down just a little bit, hands them back to me. I'm telling you, I was scared. So he hands them back to me. I could visibly start seeing the disappointment in this dude's eyes. You know, they thought they had me. And he did. He just missed. Hate to tell you, but you missed. But I do know you don't do that very often. So I consider myself very lucky. So he hands me back I finished getting dressed. You know, I still know I'm headed back to Cube. So he says, all right, go wait out here in the day room till I find out what's going on with the other officer, you know. So we walk out to the day room, and by this time, people are starting to come back from breakfast, you know. So I see one of my partners, you know, and instantly he's like, we're leaning up against the wall, and he's asking me, what's the matter, you know, you all right? And I said, no, man, I'm here. I said, but what you need to do is take this, man. Take this, because I know I'm hit from back there in my cube. And he said, what do you want me to do with it? You know, I said, have fun. I said, you know, I tried to make a little plans to see if he could get something, you know, get some of it to me, because I knew I was going to be sick as hell. over, see if you get too over behind the walls, you know, and hell, I don't even think of making effort. Come to find, you know, when I talk to other guys, you know, I guess dude fucking ended up on his bunk for about a week, then fucking, you know, just geeted out, fucking, I don't know. But anyways, uh, he had several, I'd say maybe several hundred, at least maybe close to $1,000 worth of, uh, for, you know, penitentiary prices in there, you know. But, you know, I had a couple days off, and uh, I don't want to go without, and you know, and then also, you know, I had people depend on me, so it was a little scary, man. So I get, you know, I hand it off to him, you know, and he's like, so he instantly gets the hell away from me once I hand it off to him, and no longer than he's walking away from me, the two K9 officers come out of the dorm, come right over to me and book me, cuff me up, roll me downtown, and they didn't, you know, roll me over behind the walls, I say. Well, when they get to, you know, they're asking, they're trying to, you know, they're trying to poke around for information. You know, I'm wondering, I'm just figuring that they're, you know, it's suspicion of drugs, bringing drugs in, and it probably was some of it too. But my dumb ass had popped the friends book fucking picture of me, you know, and posted it on my friends book account, man, like a dummy, you know, and phones were strictly forbidden, even in work at least. I wasn't supposed to be touching no phones. So, and that's what they when they were asking me, that's what they're asking me about. You know, they show me a picture of it. Is this you? You know, like, come on, man, it's right outside the restaurant. You know where I work. You know, hey, I think I'm still wearing the same coat. Uh, but I'm sure that they were looking for some other stuff too, and they found it. You know, so I didn't get hit with the big one, and that's only by the grace of God, man, and a lot of luck, because dudes were thorough, man. So I got hit with a couple grams of smoke and two $20 bills. Ended up getting rolled behind the walls and did my last 6 months behind the walls. That will be for another video, because, I mean, I lived in every cell house at Hutch before K2 was an epidemic, you know, and then now this was after that, and tell you, a night in difference, it's off the chain in there. And I've been at these soft yards, you know, I'm gonna say soft, these little lower minimum yards for a while. So I didn't really have that convict mentality and the convict moves that I had to have when I got back over there, man, and it was off the chain. So it really changed me. So I know that last 6 months, it warped me, being behind the walls. Anyways, just want to tell you all that, you know, because talk about holding your mud, boy, scared to death, and got away with it. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, man. I really appreciate it. Like the videos, because I'll keep dropping them. Outside these walls, HCF.